Meet Olivia. Oh, baby girl. She'll be about a month and a half this week. What you doing, Lou?
Snuggling Ollie.
Snuggling Ollie.
I can't get her to sit right though.
Yeah.
I can't. She's moving like crazy.
Make you happy today. What do you want to do today, Ollie?
Sneeze.
Your mom's right. I've been sneezing all morning, so
Eat, poop, and sleep.
all over my hands. Germs are the things that make you get a cold. Yeah, that's right. Well, I don't see any germs on your hands.
Hi, Ollie. Hi, Bunny. Hi, Bunny. You want your elephant? Uh-oh. Bunny, are you being the cutest baby ever? Hi, love.
Oh no.
I don't think we're ready for you to be mobile yet. Yeah, she's trying to figure. Yeah, she's got the one. She's trying. Come on. Come on, silly girl. She's crawling with like her one leg tucked under her. Come on, baby bunny. I can't move quick enough. Come on, baby bunny. Hi, big girl. Hi, big girl. Olivia. You've got your leg under you, you goofball. Uh-oh, what'd you find?
What did we find?
What'd you find? What? Baby, those socks are supposed to be on your feet. I know, you got cold tootsies.
Bunny says no.
Bunny, you got cold tootsies.
Ha!
Here she comes. Here she comes. Hi, Bunny. Hi, Bunny. Today it's Bunny's birthday. Olivia is one. Can you say one? One finger. Can you do one finger? 1 year old. Can you believe it? Yeah. 1 year ago today, God gave us Olivia. Huh.
You know those beer books God gave us?
God gave us
That's
you.
actually hilarious. That's why I was just reading.
Aww.
And God gave us 2. God gave us 4.
So, today is Miss Olivia's birthday. We have been taking our homemade homeopathic medicines and things, so I think we're all starting to feel a little bit better, thank goodness. And then I want to share with you guys today kind of some sappy mommy stuff. I want to share a little bit about kind of the untold story of Miss Olivia's arrival into our world. Share that with you guys today, as well as, in case you haven't noticed, we kind of take a minimalist approach to, well, pretty much everything. So I want to share with you guys today our minimalist approach to a 1-year-old's birthday party. You want down? Well, go. You want down?
Pickle, do you have a frog?
No, you don't want down? Do you want up? Do you want down? Do you want up? You goose. So that is in the works for today, huh?
You have a whale.
Hi, birthday girl. Say, birthday girl is still hanging out in her jammies. Kind of all of my expectations for what her first birthday was going to be kind of got thrown out the window, huh? Yeah. Yeah. Our first plan was to have a little birthday party for her this weekend with family, but it's looking like we're going to have snow and it's going to be a mess, so nobody's going to be traveling anywhere. And then today, I figured we would have a little party here at the house and do something really special together, and I'm still going to talk to you guys about that a little bit. But then we all ended up kind of sick this week, including her, who still has a little bit of a runny nose. So we're just wanting her to stay nice and warm because it is so cold out and the wind is howling. It's nasty. You're being a goose. So I'll just let her stay in her PJs all day. I had a super cute little outfit that we bought months ago. It has a bunny on it that we've been so excited for her birthday for her to wear. And I have the same pants that Virginia wore on her first birthday that Bunny was going to wear. And we were so excited. But right now, it's just more important that we stay warm and cozy and we feel better and get rid of this little cold. So, probably next weekend, her grandparents will come over and we will have kind of just it'll be a birthday party per se, but it'll be more so just us all hanging out and loving on the baby, and we'll put her in her cute little outfit then. Mwah. Yeah. Say we're feeling better, and that's what we are most thankful for, huh? Do you want to go play?
Oh, can I get our cards now?
Do you want to go play? Hold on, let me do this real quick, and then we'll do your cards. I know, hold on. Do you want to come bring her in there with you, and she can play with you while I tell a little story?
How long will it be?
Here, come here.
How long will it be though?
I don't know.
We can't play with her for playing already. Hi, Goofy.
Careful. All right, you guys go in there. All right, I want to take a couple minutes and share with you guys kind of the untold story of Olivia. It is Olivia's first birthday today. Oh gosh, we had our first son when I was 17. Unplanned teenage pregnancy, right? Just chaos. We went 6 years before we had Lily, and then Virginia came like 2.5 years after Lily. Hold on, girls, please. And then we really thought we were done having kids after Olivia, or after Virginia. Virginia's birth, our first birth, Travis's birth, was a horrible story. It was me being in labor in the hospital for a week before he was born. I had infections. I practically birthed him naturally and then ended up in an emergency C-section. Like, it was absolutely crazy. Him and I both almost died. It was very traumatic. Thus the 6-year gap between our first and second children. And then with Virginia's delivery, because I had repeat C-sections after that, it really didn't go well. They almost weren't able to close me back up, and it was a very difficult healing because of that surgery. And so we really thought we would just never have any more kids. And so I have to just say that my body is also very wonky. I am not one that, my body has many issues, and so I'm not one that has any form of regular cycle or anything like that. So with all of our pregnancies practically, I've been pretty well pregnant before even realizing that I was, because my body just does not react in the normal way. So after some funky things that made me go, I think these are signs of me being pregnant. There's no way. I can't be. We're making sure, doing things to keep from being such, because we're done having kids. Virginia's 4 going on 5, and we've gotten rid of every baby item we've ever owned. Like, we're done having kids. We're not in that stage of life anymore. We're enjoying having older kids. And sure enough, I was pregnant, and it was just so crazy. We could not believe it. And oh my gosh, what is God doing with our lives? Like, we're done having kids. We don't need any more. And knowing that my delivery with Virginia was so bad, I guess, and there's some complications that arose and stuff, it was very much oh goodness, what do we do? Has this time been enough for my body to heal that we're not going to have the same complications, or are those going to be a serious issue? So before we said anything to any family, I got into the doctors and kind of told them what had happened the last time. They had to get the medical files sent over and all of that good stuff and start looking to see what was going on. And sure enough, the issues that I had before were something that we really needed to pay attention to this time, because they could definitely be life-threatening for myself and the baby. So we had decided to kind of just keep it quiet, just my husband and I, for a little while before we decided what we wanted to, how we wanted to share our news. Well, as time went on, it seemed like every time I went to the doctors for a checkup, something abnormal would come up. They would do, like an ultrasound or, just normal checkups, and these weird little things kept coming up. And so I had to keep getting sent to specialists to have more things checked and measured and whatnot to see what was going on with this baby. All right, sorry, a lot of chaos in the house, so I'm going to come hide in here for a minute so I can tell you guys. So all these issues start popping up, these various just abnormalities and different things that they would tell me, like, well, don't worry, and let's just send you to the specialist and that specialist to have things checked out. And the whole time this is happening, my husband and I, again, we just keep coming back together and coming together in prayer and going, God's got this. Whatever is happening here, He's got it. Be it for the good, that this baby comes out completely perfect and healthy and everything's fine, or for the bad, that maybe something happens and we don't get to have this baby here on earth, and she will be, or we didn't know it was a girl yet, but it will be called back to be with Him. Either way, He's got it, and we trust Him in this. So these various things keep happening, and we keep going to these specialists, and every time we would go, the markers that our baby was hitting were for horrible, horrible things. I mean, I'm talking conditions and diseases that babies don't get to come home from the hospital with afterbirth. So these things keep happening, and they're running these tests and checking these things. And I would sit down with the doctors and say, okay, well, worst case scenario, that is what she has. Or we didn't know it was a girl yet, but it is what it has. What's our course of action? What do we do? And the crazy thing about it is every time the answer they would give me was, well, most couples go ahead and abort. If that's the case, and it is, for sure, we'll get the percentage of, how sure we are that that is what your baby is going to have. And then that way, if it's a higher percentage, you can just go ahead and abort and try again, so you don't have to do that. And to me, that was just so, are you kidding me? How is that just our answer? It just blew my mind. And again, this didn't just happen one time to us. It kept happening. And so as we were going from thing to thing, again, we just kind of kept it private. It was so much. It was a lot going on. And I just didn't want to deal with that on a large spectrum. So we kept going, and I was able to go for quite a while before my body, you could even see, that before I started really showing or anything. And so finally we came to the point where we did tell the kids that we were expecting a baby. We were very open and honest with them that we were looking at some possible issues and problems and things. And so we were very open and honest in sharing with them that we were relying on God's sovereignty in all areas of our lives, and whatever he had planned to do with this baby, it was his will and not ours. And we were completely ready to come before him in whatever he wanted to do. So we were very transparent with them in all of that. We did let our moms know, and stuff like that. And again, we're like, hey, sorry, we've waited so long to say anything. It's just, number one, we didn't know for a long time ourselves, because again, my body is just very funky, and I am able to go through like my entire first to into my second trimester without even knowing I'm pregnant. So we did go for a while, but just kind of letting them know, she seems to be growing. We found out it was a girl, which was crazy because both of our families on both sides are full of boys. Girls are very, very rare in our family. So the fact that this would be our third girl was insane. I thought it had to be a boy. There's no way we could end up with a third girl, but sure enough. Little Virginia, she was so upset at the ultrasound when we found out it was a girl, because she wanted it to be a boy so she could name it Batman. So when she found out it was a girl, she was very upset. I found out it was a girl. We keep going. We told our moms, we're like, hey, we're keeping it quiet. Every time we turn around, we keep going in, and it's like baby's measuring somewhat normal, but then there's this little blurb here, this little here, this here, or something, that just kept throwing us back in. I was waking up and having some crazy pains. It was just really nuts time. And I felt a lot of, maybe I'm just a crazy person, but I felt a lot of demonic attack during the pregnancy, where like I would wake up in the middle of the night with these crazy pain, like these things that I just couldn't even explain. I'd be trying to explain them to Brayden the next day, and I'm like, I feel almost like it was a dream, but it wasn't. I was awake. That literally happened last night. Like I was on the floor of the bathroom. Like I almost started screaming for you to take me to the hospital because it was so intense. I mean, it was just it's very weird. It's very different. And so we went through the whole thing, and as we were coming up to her delivery, we were getting closer. We said, you know what, all right, in the new year, let's go ahead and make an announcement like, hey, we're having a baby like at the end of the month, which would be, completely crazy. But here we are. And so I'm a last minute put her together person anyways, if you haven't noticed already. And right towards the end, we told everyone, and a good friend of ours was like, you don't have any baby stuff left, do you? And we're like, nope, not a thing. So we share a lot of baby stuff back and forth. And so her and her family and her husband, they came up, and our house went from having like no baby items. I had bought a pack of socks because they had a little weenie dog on it, and I love my little weenie dog. So we had bought that, and that was all we had. And our friend came up, and it was like our house went from like zero baby anything to like full house baby everything in one night. It was crazy, but it was such a blessing. So we got everything. But then I had been having this problem this itching problem where my legs would just itch. I would wake up, literally, I would claw through the skin. My legs were completely torn up, and I finally Googled it, which I know you never do, but I Googled it because I was like, why am I so itchy? Like, I have lotion on, I have all of these things. I can't figure out why my skin is so itchy. And of course, this like crazy disease, not disease, but condition comes up where one of the signs is this extreme itching, and it's where essentially, poisons from your body are not being processed properly. Waste is not being processed properly. So it's creating this like poison in your womb that could cause a baby towards the very end of a pregnancy to just go stillborn out of the blue. I'm like, oh, that seems insane. So I go to my doctors and I go, I know you should never Google things. I'm not trying to self-diagnose, but I can't figure out why I'm so itchy. This is the only thing that came up. And so they started testing us for us. And sure enough, I was hitting all the markers for that. Well, another problem, let me just share with you, during this pregnancy, this baby hardly ever moved. Hardly. There would be one time every night that she would like get the hiccups and move in my stomach, and that was it. Other than that, she really didn't move. I mean, a couple of things here or there. We'd go in for all of these appointments, and they could see that and hear that her heartbeat was strong. She sounds good, but she never moved. And so now we're looking at me having this condition where all of a sudden babies just go stillborn in the last bit of pregnancy, as I'm in this, going into this last month and a half, kind of going into this. And we're like, well, what do we do here? She's teeny tiny. She had been measuring and tracking right on par up until this one point, and then she just kind of stopped growing. She just stayed, really small. And again, we have all these, I have all these percentages of things that could be wrong. And then now I have this condition that's, could cause my baby to just go stillborn out of the blue. And I have a baby who this whole pregnancy hasn't hardly moved at all anyways. So then I had to start going into the hospital every morning and sitting down on monitors for hours until they could get enough period of her moving. I mean, they were making me drink all kinds of junk that I never normally consume just to try to get enough stuff pumping through my system, like sugars and stuff, try to get some reaction out of this baby to make sure she was still moving to some degree. I mean, the whole thing was just nuts. And so just like that, after one appointment, the doctor said, you know what? We're moving her up. I went ahead and did some steroid shots because she was so small and she was going to be born about just under a month early. But it was just like all of a sudden, just like that, we had like just finally told people that, we were even expecting a baby. And then it was like, oh, hey, never mind. We're expecting a baby and she's going to be born next week because we have to get her out now. We just don't want to take any chances and push this any longer. So going into her surgery, it's definitely scary. The last surgery I had almost ended with, them not being able to get me closed back up and having issues. So we were definitely on standby with a lot of blood transfusions. We were looking at, at what point we would just call it and I would end up with a total hysterectomy. We had a lot of things on standby for the baby to make sure that she would be okay. They had extra surgeons called in and staff called in. Everybody, it was like our delivery was the first one of the morning, and it was like the one everybody had been sat down and prepped on, like, hey, these are all the factors we have going into this. Everybody needs to be on point because we're going to have some issues. That was our delivery. And so going into that, trying to be calm. This is the fourth time we've done this. We did make the decision to go ahead and have my tubes tied just from all of the problems and issues. I honestly don't know spiritually where I even stand on that. I kind of battle with that a little bit, but it was the decision we made. And so we knew kind of going into it, well, this is the last time we'll be doing this, just here we go. And a lot of people praying for us, which I'm very thankful for, because this whole experience is everything's a God thing, but we could see him moving so clearly throughout Olivia's story. So we're going in, again, not knowing if this baby is going to be okay, if I'm going to be okay, if anybody's going to be okay. And as we're, I'm on the table, I'm getting the spinal, I'm laying down. I mean, the surgery for me, this is the fourth time I've done it, so it's, I know the drill. And we're there, and my doctor was fantastic. I mean, I had the best medical staff. I'm so thankful, each and every one of them. I mean, the staff I had, I mean, I wish I could have had 20 kids and all with this staff, because they were just so phenomenal. And my doctor was awesome with me the whole time. She was because she knew what we had gone through, and she knew what we were facing. So she was the whole time. I was able to have like a clear cloth so I could see what was going on, and the surgery table, which I really liked. I know some people probably wouldn't, but I did. She was talking with us the whole time, and we had extra surgeons in there, and they were very, this is where we're at now, this is what's happening, we're looking okay, this is okay, all these different things. And we're just kind of laying there, and I'm feeling pretty good as far as, having a major surgery goes. And she goes, okay, here comes baby. And she came out, and we could see her come out. They hold her up to her, and she's perfect, pink, perfect. I mean, she just looks great, but she's not making any noise. And so we all kind of looked around, and we're like, she looks good. Travis, our son, him and I both nearly died, when he came out, I mean, he was gray. It was not good. We could see that. But she looks perfect, but she looks like she's asleep. Like she's not even fazed by what's happening. She's not moving, nothing, just perfect, a little movement, but just kind of laying there. And she's perfect. She's absolutely fine. There's absolutely nothing wrong with her. And so they finally got her to make some noise, to cry. And sure enough, I mean, she was fine. So they get her out, and they get her, she was teeny tiny little thing, little 5 pounds, 5 ounces, just itsy bitsy little squish. They brought her over to me, and they laid her on my chest, and the whole time they were, tying my tubes and finishing up the surgery and closing me up and doing everything, which if you've ever had a C-section, it takes a little bit, to get all of that stuff done. So I got to hold her, which was so awesome. Just, I mean, snuggling this precious little thing. I mean, she was just perfect. There was nothing wrong with her. And my husband being there, it was such a cool time. We just got to hold her and love on her. She never left my chest. They took me straight in from there. I mean, she was with me the whole time. The whole thing was wonderful. And the staff at our little hospital here was fantastic. And the nurses all loved her. They, all the tests and things we were checking out afterwards, everything was great. The issue I was having with the itching, literally by that night, was gone. It was cleared up. I had no problems. My bleeding, as far as the surgery, was like super minimal. We had no issues. They closed me up just fine. I mean, everything was great. And the funny thing about it is we noticed that because Olivia never moved when she was in my belly, I didn't end up with the irritation on my lining of my uterus that I had with my pregnancy with Virginia. And we kind of said it jokingly, but I think it's spot on. I feel like God told her when he was sending her down to us, just be still. And she did. She stayed completely still. Because when I would go in those few days before we bumped up the surgery, and they would get her to start moving, they'd fill me with all the stuff to get her to move, immediately my stats would start going off the charts with these issues and problems from the movement. And that was just so nuts. And I said, I really think God told her, you got to be really still for a little while, and then you'll be okay. And she stayed perfectly still in my body. Everybody, when we were done, kind of sat back like, we were expecting that to be a lot more than it was. It really was a piece of cake delivery. And the nurses all told us when they're done with every delivery, they give a rating to the baby, to the whole process. And no baby's a perfect 10, because there's, they have various ratings for all these different things that everything has to check off, to hit that 10. And they went, she's a perfect 10. And so that was her nickname, the whole time we were there. They'd come in, they'd be like, how's our perfect 10? How's our perfect 10? And come and see her. And it was just such a cool God thing that we got to share with everyone of, that's not how that was supposed to go. And instead it went better than we could have ever imagined. I didn't think it was going to be the worst case scenario, but I was preparing myself for not everything to be great. And sure enough, She was teeny tiny, and she was so teeny tiny and being born early that, poor thing, she would nurse, but it took so much energy for her to nurse that she didn't gain weight for the first couple months. She wasn't even hitting the first percentile. So we had to pump and kind of help her out a little bit, get her going. But once she got going, man, she is the healthiest, happiest. I mean, you guys see her. She's off running and moving, and she's just such a joy and such a blessing. And my husband noticed it, but every time God has given us a child, right, because they're gifts from him, every time he's given us a child, it's because he was getting us ready for something next. And it's so crazy to see in this year how our lives have shifted, kind of away from business and the things of this world and all of this stuff and into this ministry and serving, and our family has seen spiritual growth like I just can't even believe. It's so cool to see how he used her, and that's why we named her Olivia, after the Hebrew word Olivet, the Mount of Olives. The word Olivia, and her middle name Bernice, which is after my great-grandmother, who Brandon and I both, she was incredibly special to us. All of our kids' middle names are after someone special, except for Virginia. Her first and middle name were after some people special because we thought she'd be our last. But those two names, the meanings of them, they were just so precious and special into this whole story. And so I just wanted to share the little story of Olivia. I mean, the whole thing was one thing after another of, this isn't looking good, this is looking bad, it's not going to go well, there's going to be this problem or that problem or this problem. And then sure enough, perfect baby, perfect delivery. I've never healed so well from a C-section. My healing was fantastic. It was so, compared to other ones, it was a piece of cake. She was the happiest, healthiest little thing, and just such a blessing and such a joy to have. And watching her now, she just adores her siblings, her dad, her family. She's just such a joy to have, and I am so beyond thankful that God decided to give us one more child when we thought we were done, because what on earth do we know? So that's the little untold story of Olivia that I wanted to share with you guys. Anyways, it's pretty cool. As far as minimalism and birthdays, excuse me, I've shared about what we do for birthdays for the big kids. If you go back and look at what we did, like for Virginia's birthday this past year, the kids all for their first birthdays, historically, we've done like big, huge parties with all of this stuff, and I spent a bunch of money and put up a bunch of decorations and do all this stuff. And then I realized at the end of the day that I spent so much time fussing about all of these things that had to be done that like I missed being with my kid for their birthday. And so we said, you know what are we doing? It's ridiculous. So today is her first birthday. We have plans to just be together, maybe bake a little cake or something yummy just to see, because it's fun to celebrate and sing and watch her play. But we didn't buy gifts. We didn't go out and do a bunch of crazy and chaos and decorations and themes and all of that. We didn't do any of it. Today, her physical birthday, is just all of us just spending a little extra time soaking in Olivia. Doesn't help that none of us are feeling super great, so we all just kind of want to lay around anyways. But just soaking it all up, soaking it all in, just being with her, being truly present in this miracle that God gave us. And that's why I wanted to share her story with you guys, because it was so special. And then for her birthday party that we'll probably do next weekend now, since the snow and everybody being sick this week, but we'll just have grandparents over. I'm sure her sisters will put up some decorations because they love doing that. But again, we're talking a couple streamers and a couple of things, nothing crazy. And then we'll bake her a little cake, something that she can just kind of dig into on her own, because that's kind of fun, tradition we enjoy doing. And then that's it, just being together. She doesn't remember her first birthday. It's just us. So instead of my memories being how much work I did and all of these other things and all of the fuss I put into it, it's just going to be remembering everybody coming together and just enjoying this special blessing. So that's what we were doing for Miss Olivia's first birthday. I'm going to get out there now because Lily made Olivia some special cards and drawings and things that she has been so excited to give to her. So we're going to go see what Miss Lily B did for her sister, and hopefully her sister doesn't eat them all, because I don't think Lily quite understands that giving a baby a bunch of papers probably not the best idea as far as, keeping things intact. So we're gonna go let Lily B give that to her, and yeah, I think that'll be it for an awesome birthday. And then I'm gonna turn all of this off so I can go and snuggle my baby. Hey, birthday girl. You want to open your goodies from Lily? Whoops. You want to kiss the dog? Lola, I'm not trying to play with you.
Not your buddy, Lola.
All right, Bunny. Let's see what your sister got you. You want to open them and show them to us,
I
Lo?
have no clue which one this is. I'm gonna see. Ooh. Alright, read it.
Was it? Can you read it to me so I can film it?
My cup overflows with blessings. Psalm 17:2.
Oh. Do you hear that, Bunny?
It's a blessing.
Will you please pick up the dog off of my lap? She is like going nuts on me and I can't do this. That is precious.
Maybe you could hang it up by her crib.
Yeah.
You
want that up by your crib? Let's see what else. Lily made these for you.
That's what you said. 1 year ago today, we did not have them.
Aww. Now we do.
Now we have a bubba. Right, so I got this one, right? No, we didn't do this one. We did this one.
What's next, Bunny? What's next?
I'm so happy that God made Bunny and Mom had a healthy baby.
Aww. I am so glad too that God made Bunny and we have a healthy baby. Are you a healthy baby?
I think so. The side's she coughed right when you said He's messing with me. Next. They don't like big little baby. Ooh, we just have me and Bubba. I
Aww.
just chalks. Oh no.
I got chalk on you. Look how cute. Is that you holding Bunny? Aw, Lily, that's precious. Is that you and your sister?
My foot.
No, don't feed her your foot. You silly goose. Stop. No, don't let her eat your foot.
This is the original one. Happy birthday, Bunny. Have a 1-year-old. You have a 1-year-old trophy, big baby.
Oh, big baby. Lily, those are precious. Let me see the pretty envelope you had them all in. Look how
This
pretty.
part is supposed to be a book, but I had no
Aww.
book. I made homemade.
I know. Homemade gifts are the best.
No.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
It means somebody really put the time and effort into something special for you. They're my favorite.
This is how I did it. I took a piece of paper, then I did it like, and then
Yeah.
again, and then you see that?
Very creative. Good job.
Remember how I made you guys?
Yeah, I know. I love it. Do you like those gifts from your sister? That's pretty awesome, huh? Bunny, what's it like to be 1 year old?
The same. Except I get better.
Woo! Where you going? Silly girl.
Walk now. That's pretty cool.
Look at you being a big girl. Hi, Bun Bun.
You wanted to be the monkey, right? Or
Do not put that in your mouth. I gotta go out in a minute, so.